Main event, Michael Chandler taking on Charles Oliveira, as we said, the last man to beat Tony Ferguson. Charles Oliveira has been around for a long time. He's got the most submissions in the UFC at 14. He's got a few knockouts on there as well. And if you just look at Charles Oliveira, Harrington, just look at his age. I'm not sure how old he is, but he seems like he's really coming into his own now. You know, I saw a video of him hitting pads this week, and he's just hitting pads with a different intensity. It's like he really believes in himself now, and he's like, fuck that, I'm going to walk people down, I'm going to knee them in the face, I'm going to elbow them, and I'm doing it with fucking authority. Yeah, he's only 31 years old. And just when did he make his UFC debut, please, Harrington? He's been around for a long time. The most submission victories at 14, at 31 years old. I mean, that's fucking insane, Harrington.
UFC debut in 2010.
So when he was 20 years old, you know what I mean? And he's athletically, I would say at 31, he's in his prime right now, you know, and now maybe so. I think something's clicked with Charles Oliveira. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes, you know, he had a few losses, you know, here and there that can, you know, affect the confidence. I believe that now he's really coming into himself. He believes in himself. He's got the most UFC victories. He's got knockout power. He just dominated Tony Ferguson. Everything's trending in the right direction for him here, you know, and I believe that Charles Oliveira is going to give Michael Chandler a hell of a fucking fight. On the flip side, though, Chandler, go on, Luce. I'll let you jump in before I get into Chandler.
No, it's okay. Yeah, look, I think that Charles Oliveira is incredible. You know, Michael Chandler, it's still a weird thing because he's somewhat untested, right? So look, the Dan Hooker fight, it was an incredible performance, but so in retrospect, it was like he blitzed him. You know, I don't want to, it's obviously not lucky at all. And I think he beats Dan Hooker 10 out of 10 times, to be honest with you, but I don't know that fight, in my opinion, warranted a title shot. You know, he did lose the Bellator title. It's not like he walked into the UFC with the Bellator title around his waist. I think it's a little bit preemptive, and it's a really tough fight. It's really tough because if he comes in with that same intensity, he could technically blitz. But I don't know, dude. Charles Oliveira, he's been around for so long. He's been in the UFC for 11 years fighting high-level competition. I don't see it happening. What's funny is as I started talking about it, I thought I was going to start leaning toward Chandler. But I'm convincing myself that Charles Oliveira is going to win this fight. But it's really, really exciting. I mean, but the thing you said before about Michael Chandler deserving to be there, do you think that? Do you really believe that he deserves to be fighting for a title right now?
Yeah, well, let's. I was just going to say, let's talk about that because I'm not sure what his actual record and stuff is. You know, I didn't follow Bellator too closely. But here's the thing, right? He came into the UFC with a ton of hype. He was going to be the backup fight for Khabib versus Justin. You know what I mean? He was doing all the right things, came in with a lot of hype, former champion from a different organization that always, you know, and he was highly ranked throughout the world outside of just the UFC. In the fight with Dan Hooker, I mean, yes, he knocked him out beautifully, but it was the setup that really impressed me because he was going forward. Dan Hooker knew that Michael Chandler was going to shoot a takedown. So Hooker was circling around the octagon to his right the whole time, circling. And he became very predictable in his movements. I think for the first round, was it the first round or the second round? It was the first round. But the entire time, the entirety of the fight, he was circling to his right the whole time. And Chandler was chasing him, following him around the octagon, cutting the cage off, circle. And he was coming to the body with a right hand. And because he's going that way to the right, he's open to the left. So Dan Hooker set the trap perfectly. He's circling that way, that's fine. If you circle that way, you throw a left hook because they're going to come right onto it. And he came to the body first. That brings the hands down a little bit. And then, boom, he knew the body was moving that way, caught him with the left hook. And it was fucking sensational. And that was that. On top of that, they offered Dustin Poirier the title fight. He turned it down to go after McGregor, which I get. Khabib Nurmagomedov had just retired, right? So he's out the equation. Justin Gaethje had just got beaten very, very handily of Khabib Nurmagomedov. So again, he was kind of out of the equation. So there you have it. You have Michael Chandler, that just made an impressive debut, that has had a ton of promotional hype as well. Knocks out Dan Hooker on the co-main event of Conor versus Dustin. So a lot of people know who he is, you know. So I understand him getting the title fight. I do. I